This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a landscape architecture firm? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing our good neighbor, Alex with Form. Alex, it's great having you on today. Now, we are so excited to learn more about you and your company. So go ahead and tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Thanks so much, Vanessa. Just a quick intro. I think we're, as you mentioned earlier, we're a landscape architecture firm. So what that basically means is that, and I focus on mainly residential work. So anything outside the house. So you have a house, anything outside, pools, concrete, grass, plants, lighting, irrigation, drainage. So we do all of that. So we design and we build. So anything from, if a homeowner sometimes like, hey, I have a small project or it's a brand new house, we can tackle just about anything. So I'm currently working with a new builder, like a new home build, as well as existing house that has some issues that need an update or refresh. So we do those things.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, how did you originally get into this business?
I moved from New York City to Texas, and I kind of wanted to change a scene, or I should say change a career, where I really was interested in construction and design. I'm a big design nerd in generally, and I kind of worked my way into it, where I worked for an architecture firm first, and I kind of worked my way up. I worked at several architecture firms over the past several years, and then ultimately just took off on my own. And initially I was working with a business partner. We started a business together, and then I kind of split ways and just went on my own. So that's kind of where I ended up.
Alex, you said you are a design nerd. Tell us a little bit more about what that means.
I'm anything that has to do, like I have some history or my previous life working in marketing and beverage CPG, which is consumer packaging goods. So anything from interior to packaging to logo design to architecture, I'm just a fan. It's, I could consume style, fashion, anything else. So like I'm just a design all around. I don't discriminate. So I like a good design across the board.
Now, since you have so much experience in your industry, I'm curious, what is that number one misconception you come across on the day-to-day when it comes to landscaping and architecture design?
I don't know if it's number one, but I think the big one I see is that, people will hire an architect to build a house or design a house, and it seems like it's important. A lot of times I don't see people take as much care or put enough effort or interest in landscape architecture. If you show someone a really nice landscape design, right, like a nice house, beautiful house, a lot of times it feels like it has to be expensive, and it doesn't have to be. It's just a good layout of space, good functional space. So I think people sometimes kind of like want a quick fix. And in reality, if you show them a photo of something that's beautiful, like you did, like if you look at my photos on my site, like a lot of times people are like, oh, I really like that. I'm like, yeah, the only thing it takes is planning, and you have to talk to the right person. So that's all it is. It's like sometimes people think they can't afford it, but it's just good planning and good design. That's all it is. And, the people that have done it a few times, they realize the steps. Sometimes it takes a little more education from my end to educate a homeowner. Here's, it's kind of like we plan the work and we work the plan. So first you have to do a design. Sometimes homeowner will want to skip that step. And I'm like, no, don't skip it, because you want to see what the finished product will look like versus just a hodgepodge of little things. So that's kind of probably one of the bigger ones I see.
Understood. Well, let's go ahead and switch gears for a second. Now, marketing is the heart of every business, and you've touched on that you have a little experience with this already. So ideally, who are you looking to attract, and how are you attracting them today?
A lot of it, I've done some paid advertising. A lot of it has been through referral business. That's how I get a lot of business, relationship through like architects, builders. That's kind of how a lot of the business comes in. I tend to focus, as I said, on residential, not to alienate some of the audience, but like a high-end residential work is what I end up doing a lot of times. Is basically a proper budget and a proper vision. Like if you call me, you probably need some help with an exterior, right? So it's just a mixture of having a appropriate budget, and I'll help with the vision. So that's kind of what it is. So yeah, I think it's like House is one of my probably HOUZZ. That's the website where it's a home remodeling, interior, exterior. Some of the leads coming from there online. And honestly, I haven't done too much paid advertising. A lot of it has been referral or through just the industry connections.
Alex, do you offer any consultations or anything like that to potential clients?
You broke up a little bit.
Do you offer any free consultations or anything like that to your potential clients?
Yeah, the first meeting is, I don't charge for anything for, I think past the first meeting, if we have to get into a design, there will be a design proposal, which will have inherent costs with that. But yeah, initial consultation is always complimentary because we have to see what if it's a fit, if we're a fit, if you're a fit, see what the project is. I have to see the house, I have to see the site, and, have a conversation with a homeowner.
So Alex, your business sounds very diverse. What is that key takeaway you'd like our listeners to gather from learning about your business today?
Diverse. Key takeaway, as I said, I think just do your homework. And I feel like an educated homeowner is, like there's nothing wrong with talking to me or a couple other people who in the same industry. And my advice is always like, I'll give you the information. My goal is to educate you. And if you don't pick me, that's fine. I'm more just trying to share what's the best way to go about to complete your project. If it's not me, that's fine. But to me, I'm like, I want to do the right thing because ultimately, once I design and build and complete the project, my goal is to have a very good project and successful, outcome where I'm happy, it photographs great, and a homeowner happy, and there's no downside. They'll just refer me. Even if they never refer me, I'm hoping I'm leaving something behind that's, they're going to enjoy and be able to use it with their family.
So Alex, give us a quick breakdown of what are those most important components when it comes to having a successful project with what you do.
I think as I going back to what I said earlier, I think if it's a proper planning, plan the work the plan, where having a right order of steps, like, proper systems kind of ensure a successful business, successful project, where have a design in place that's well thought out and thorough. That's kind of what I usually start with. And I often see someone says, hey, I have a design. Can you build this? And you see a lot of times holes in it, like they didn't do a good job. So I think that's a key, where having a proper, if you buy a bookshelf, if the directions are not good, a bookshelf is going to fall apart. You're not going to be able to build it. So I think design kind of provides that. And then design will dictate the budget. It'll dictate a lot of things. And so once you have that in place, you can execute. And then just the next step will be properly managing and sequencing a project and managing a person's timeline. I think it's, think of any relationship, good communication, just transparency, honesty. Those are probably the key takeaway for that.
Wonderful. And where can our listeners go to learn more about Form?
Well, if you share a link, I'm recently kind of separating from a previous business. So right now I'm still working on a new website to refresh. So I just have a house page or my Instagram. So I'll share those links as well, and you could share with listeners.
Perfect. And for our listeners that are listening today, is there a good number to call you? Where specifically should they go?
The main number is 646-246-9300. It goes directly to me. So I try to be fairly selective with my time and the clients that I select, because again, I'm not for everybody, not everyone's for me. So, but I give everyone, a fair amount of time and make sure that the project fits what I do and I could kind of shine at what I'm best at, as well as, not every homeowner, it would be, a good fit for me.
Well, Alex, I really appreciate you being on the show today. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you so much, Sophia.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com. Or call 469-221-9345.